I'm pleased to have Mac DeMarco at this table for the first time. So my question is, how do you get to be the Prince of indie rock?
I don't really know what they mean by. I mean, I don't know. People, I've heard it a couple times over the last. I've been doing it for
they say it
5. You know, as long as people cared, 5, 6 years, something like that now. I don't know. I'm more curious about the transition out of being the Prince.
Most singer-songwriters, really, at the core, are more songwriters than singers.
Yeah,
you think that's true?
I think. Well, I mean, I'm not really much of a singer. I don't think I'm really much of a songwriter either. Maybe I'm more of a con artist than both. But you know, I think that it's funny to get labeled as something like that because that's like a very it holds some kind of weight. Like it's like singer-songwriter, or like even being called an artist. I still feel weird about that because in reality, to me, it's just like I was 18 making some songs in my garage, and you know, turns out after a bit of time, some people listen to them, and it's cool. But it's just it's weird to grapple with the, that kind of label, I guess. But I don't know. I like writing songs, and if other people like them, that's really good. Sometimes, I guess, but I think it's that's the beautiful thing about it is you never really know when it's going to work, why it's going to work, where it's going to work, something like that, or if it even works at all. Like,
but how often is it simply because you get up in the morning and you say, I need to write a song, and you think about it and you sort of begin to.
For me, I don't know. Like I think that's
trial and error.
That's like I like Paul McCartney gets down at the piano and he's like, "Okie dokie, here's one of the greatest songs ever written."
Right.
But for me, I think it's more of I kind of think of it as like, okay, I have a chunk of time and I want to create this collection of things that hopefully fit together in some way and record the recording process because I do everything at home alone. It's kind of like that's a part of it as well, and hopefully at some period in there, I can, hit a streak of writing these songs and they work out, and and it doesn't work sometimes, and it becomes very frustrating.
Are you conscious of developing a stage persona?
I think in a way, maybe. I think I was just trying to pretend to be Jonathan Richman for a lot of years because I think that he does, the greatest shows, one of the greatest shows you can go and see.
So what was it so great about it?
He's just, I think his whole vibe is, and for a long time, he's been doing it for years and years and years now, since the Modern Lovers or whatever, but I don't know, it's like an invitation, a friendly invitation. He's not trying to be too cool, he's not trying to be too, it's engaging. He wants to make sure everybody's comfortable, he's playing his songs, very stripped down, it's very, you feel like you're in it, feels special, so it's kind of like, I don't know.
So what about people like Ed Sheeran who play before huge audiences?
Yeah. I mean, Ed, well, I don't know. Ed seems like a nice guy. I've never seen him play. But I don't know. The big audience thing is pretty weird. We're not exactly in the position to be playing. He's probably playing in front of like millions of people or something like that.
I think big stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could see that being very, maybe like alienating, maybe. But I don't know. I think I take steps to try and, as the venues get bigger, it's like I'd prefer to do, say, like a couple shows at a smaller place rather than just try and do the biggest one every time, But that being said, it's still like, the numbers that we're doing as far as crowds go, it's like peanuts compared to Mr. Ed. But
it's bigger than it was
Yeah, I mean, it's always going and it's great. But, I think it is like, I always say this, it's kind of like there's the crowd and then there's us up on the stage. And it's not an art gallery. It's like we're all in the same room together.
Yeah.
But
what's the real definition of indie rock?
I'm on an independent label, so that has part of, something to do with it. I guess I do it at my house on my own. I think it's just what is seemingly not, got all the bells and whistles and the marionette strings of like a huge, giant major label production or something like that. But I think that especially nowadays with the internet and the way that things go, a lot of those lines are kind of blurred a little bit, so I don't really know. I think, I think a lot of the time nowadays people kind of would just say that, like a lot of people would go indie rock, kind of guitar-y music, exactly. Maybe, It's almost like it's become a musical genre rather than like an idea of how the music is brought out into the public, you know what I mean?
Did you actually invite people to come to your home?
Yeah, in Far Rockaway, New York, just down the belt.
Yeah, and did they show up?
Yeah, I had Yeah, a lot of kids come. A couple thousand kids, probably. Or people, I shouldn't say kids, but a lot of kids, people, older people, younger people.
Yeah, you just said, come on in, or?
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, I put it out there. It was on the record. It's the last track of the record. The address is there. Come over, have a cup of coffee if you want. And I hadn't lived in Rockaway for very long at that point. Lived there in the wintertime, and I figured one of the last stops on the A train.
Right.
Who in their right mind is going to come all the way out here? And you realize that when the sun comes out in the summertime, it becomes this beach town, and everybody's going out every day. So yeah, I was in a bit of trouble, but it was great. It's nothing that I regret doing or anything like that, but it is kind of crazy, you know, to have like no real kind of privacy or anything. But I met a lot of really cool people, and it was a beautiful thing.
Let's talk about this, this old dog.
Yeah, there we are.
Look at this. Now, My Old Man, is that a tribute to your father? Or?
It is a bit of a. There's a couple songs in here that are kind of about that thing. This album came out. My dad got pretty sick earlier this year, which is, I guess, not really anybody's business. But now I've made it everybody's.
Yeah. How does he feel about it? Good.
I haven't talked to him about it yet, so I'm still waiting to hear on that one. But he, I don't know. I thought that this was kind of going to be like ciao, and I have a very, you know, almost non-existent relationship with the guy, but not trying to crucify, not trying to, you know, get him back for anything. Just trying to understand what that relationship perhaps is supposed to mean, you know. Because it's
you're not that close right now?
Oh, never really were. So just trying to figure it out, you know.
Yeah. This Old Dog. Title.
Yeah, that's one of the tracks on there. I guess I'm the dog.
It's the lead tag. This Old Dog.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Well, did you start with an idea? Did you start with a lyric? Did you start with a, you know?
For that song,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I think I've kind of wanted to write something about an old dog for a couple albums now. I don't know why. This is maybe just some metaphor or symbol that I think is, you know, just a droopy old baby basset hound.
Okay, so
like
I'm skip a couple here. How about Sister?
Sister, yeah, just a little shout out to my sis. I have a half sister who lives in the mountains in British Columbia. Just letting her know, you know, I'm thinking of her.
Still remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about One Another?
One Another is kind of just a carefree little love guy. You know, I had another album called Another One.
Yeah.
So, One Another.
It's not like you never try to forget her. These days are better without one another.
Dreams from Yesterday?
That's a little bit of a, kind of like a bossa nova groove on that one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the songs that I write, I feel are kind of, it's almost like talking to myself in a way. And it's like, 'cause that song's kind of like, oh, now you people listen to your music. What are you going to do now? Like, you don't, you know.
Right.
So it's like snap out of it.
One More Love Song?
Yeah, that's just another little like sad love song.
Moonlight on the River, is that sad?
That one's about the Papacita again, yeah, the daddy. So that one, that's probably...
about your dad?
Yeah, I like that one. It's got a little
You got
sound
something
bite.
to work out here, don't you?
Maybe, I don't know. I think this is what working it out was. Here it is, you're holding it, you know, so...
And then Watching Him Fade Away, as I said.
Yeah, that's about him. As well, so.
A wolf who wears sheep's clothes?
Yeah, a little autobiography style. in
That's
there.
you too, huh?
A little bit, you know.
You're the wolf, wears
Yeah,
sheep's clothes?
Sometimes.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
And do this a number for us right here in our fabulous studio. You know,
not?
what better? From here to Radio City.
Yeah. New York, New York.
New York, New York.